as promised, I said that I would try to do a quick video from a couple of lessons ago in terms of making an interface, and in particular for those students that are away, a main form, subform. Just reiterating, in relationships, we can make, wherever you see a many, that should be a combo box, so there should be two combo boxes in here. There should be a combo box here, there should be a combo box here, should be a combo box here, and there should be a combo box here. And in terms of making a main form subform, we can make main form subforms from one to many. And what you need to remember is there's the one is the main and the many is the subform. And they're useful in terms of we can actually see the diet of a dragon here by doing dragon diet, and that will actually show us the food, the diet of a dragon. So just to show you how that's done, we go to create form wizard. What's very important is that you choose the one table first, and that case it's the dragon data. Click the all fields. You can, in an assignment, readjust that according to your needs, and then do not click next. Then choose dragon, the many table, in this case dragon diet, and again you can choose which ones you want, but there's only 3 fields in there, so I'm going to include all 3. If you've done it properly, when you go next, it'll actually say, do you want to form with subforms? That's a good sign that you've done it correctly. What that will enable us to see is every food item, potentially a dragon might eat 8 different lots of food, so we'll be able to see them in one form. Go to next, just to stick with our rules, I'm going to just put an FRM in front of them for form. Go to finish, and as you can see, that now shows us amber light, but also it shows us the information about amber light, but it also shows us the information about the food that they eat. One could argue that you don't need dragon here because it already is in there, so in an assignment you may want to play around and perhaps take the dragon field out because it's already related to that. But that's really neither here or there. Just very quickly, I'm going to show you how to do a search tool. So with that, I'm going to go into design, and I'm just going to right hand click this and go into design mode, and I'm going to put a combo box in. And this is the important bit. If you come up with these 3 options, it means you're going to have no problems. If you only come up with these 2 options, you may need to start again or see me or Miss Bennett. Go to next. Which fields of dragon data contain the values you want included in your combo box? Well, we're only interested in the dragon name. Okay. One could argue you might want to see the dragon type as well. So I might include that. Next, do we want to hide the dragon? We don't have to in this case, we can actually see it. It's up to you. There's good reasons to have it and there's some good reasons not to have it, so it'll be up to you. Okay, I think it's a good idea to give your a proper label here. What label would you like? Search for dragon. Finish. It's a good idea to call your anything that you put into a form or a report a name. So instead of Combo 15, I'm going to call it CBO Search Dragon. Now this is very useful later on when we do some snazzy stuff. Okay, let's see if that works. So if I go here, I should be able to choose Giant Red, and that should take me to Giant Red. Okay, this is what we call a navigation system and a search tool. It is a very good idea to create your own navigational interface, and a navigational interface means you need to get rid of these little selectors down here and make your own. I'm just going to quickly show a couple, and then for you to do your own. What's very important is that you be consistent. So if you've got a home button or a next button and a previous button, you should stick to that same consistency. That's very important. But the bottom line is that most users won't want to come all the way down here to be able to add a record, go to last record, go to first record, go to a specific record. So what we can do is we can do that for them, and then we can get rid of these selectors. So if I go into design mode, I'm going to do this very quickly. Just make this a little bit down here, and I'm going to put in a button. That's a button. Try to be same size, same width, so be consistent. We want to do record navigation. We want to go to next record. Next. You can actually write next record, or you can have the picture of next record. Be consistent again. You can actually show all pictures. You can actually choose, you can actually make your own pictures if you want. Next. Give it a name. So that's going to be CMD next. Some of you might want to do BUT for button or BTN, it doesn't matter. Again, be consistent. Okay, see if it works. Very nice. Okay, design. You get the idea, but I'll put one more in. And what I'll do is I'll go to first record, so people might want to go all the way back to the beginning. Some people might want to go to the last record, and some people may want to actually add a new record. So I'll show you a couple of those. So this is now the first record. Next. Okay. Next. CMD first. Finish. Test if it works. Okay, that's good. Search still works. So if I go all the way to Marinus and then go there, that looks nice. Okay, now the other thing that you can do here is, if you want to get some sort of, you know, reasonable marks for your assignment, then if we go into, I'll just go back here, there's a thing called control tip text. Now by default, that's you don't get marks for something that is put in by default, but if you actually add your own, you just change it a little bit, then you can get marks for adding a control tip text. Okay, and in here, okay, and I'll just show you how to add a new record. Let's say put it over here somewhere. Again, be consistent where you put things. So once you've chosen where you're going to put things, you should remain that with all other forms. And this here is record operations, add new record. Okay, next, CMD new. Control tip. Add a new dragon, and I'll just show you what all that does now. So if you hover over that, it will say add a new dragon. Hover over that, go to next record. So if we go there, it will say you want to add, which is what we wanted. Go back first. Okay, and that's now looking quite good. I'll just quickly save that. I'm going to make a form now that will open on the very beginning, and just show you how that works. So in this case I'm going to do blank form, design, resize it to your wishes. When you're putting a heading in, do not put in text boxes, you should put in labels. And put an appropriate label in. I'm not going to do appropriate label because this is going to be soon removed. If you want to change the fonts, click outside the label, and then when you're there you can go to format once it's got this highlighted, and then you can choose a reasonable font and font size. Make sure it's functional, so don't choose a font that might look nice but you can hardly read it. Okay, it has to be user friendly and functional. So keep it as professional as you can because that's what you're aiming for. If you make a really big label like that, you can actually double click here and that will readjust exactly to that size. Okay. Now let's assume that we've saved it. We'll save this now. FRM startup. And now what we want to do is once the database starts, that FRM startup is actually open straight away. To do that, we go to create macro, just to show that things are working or doing something. Display hourglass pointer just in case the computer's slow. What we want to do here is open form. We're going to open the startup form. And after we've done that, we want to perhaps put data mode in read only because there's no point in people being able to change it. Maximize window. Turn hourglass off. Save, and the big trick to here is to save this as auto exec. Okay, now for an assignment and for some tests, the bare minimum is to have a startup form. From that startup form you should be able to go into a data entry form or data manipulation form, which basically links you to other forms that are in for adding data, editing data. And there should be a reports form, and that is a form that links you to reports, and a report is simply a way of making a query look nice. So let's just test that that works. Let's save that, close, open that database up again. It should automatically open the form, which it does. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a forms form or data form. So I'm just going to go to create. Let's say, for example, you may well have got a really nice format here and you want to copy that, so you've got nice images and stuff like that. What we're going to do is I'm just going to copy that form. I'm going to call it FRM data. And now inside here, just change this to data. And what we need to do here is make a button that will return us to the home page. Open form. Next, we want to open the startup form so we can return home. Okay, let's choose some pictures. Okay, there's a home one. Next, CMD home. Finish. Okay, let's go control tip text. Return to main form or front end, whatever you want to call it, as long as it's obvious. Okay, and now here's the, if we do that, that will actually leave this still open. So here's the catch behind that. Right hand click, build event. And what we want to do here is we want to close form, and the form do save prompt say no, but we must save it before we actually close the form later. Say which form we want to close, and it's FRM data. Close. Yes. Okay, now save. Now go to form view and see if it works. Beautiful. Let's just quickly make a button in here. And we're going to say data entry and editing. CMD data. Okay, and now what I'm going to do here is also in the label, just find out where the text property is. In the caption, just put an ampersand sign in front of the D. Okay. Control tip text. Click here to add or edit data and records. Okay, and on being able to move to there, we want to also build event, And likewise before, we're going to close a window, going to close a form, and the form we're going to close is the current one we're in. Save, no, object name, startup, close, yes, and make sure you save it. Go to form view, and now we should have built a navigation system, start to build a navigation system anyway. It takes us there. In the data form here, we're going to put in a new button that's going to open the drag and diet. So we're going to open the main form. That's the thing you need to be aware of. You need to open the main form, which is this one here. Open the form and show all records. Yes, I want to do that. And it's not going to be obvious by a picture, so we can actually say something. And this is dragon and diet data. Next, CMD dragon diet. Finish. And let's go to the caption again. Maybe put an ampersand sign in front of the D in this case again, which will put an underscore there. Okay. And then you can likewise do all the closing and stuff like that. I won't do that for this one because it's a bit of a rush. Let's see if that opens it. Opens that. That's beautiful. I'm going to close that. And now the one thing I do want to mention is that with the data form, the reports form and the main form, there is absolutely no reason to have these navigation icons down here. That will only confuse the user. So you need to turn the non-important navigation systems that come by default off. So if we go in, I just got to remember it is. Oh, we should have put a control tiptex here. Oh, we need to click here, sorry. We need to click here to choose the whole form. And then here we've got navigation buttons, we don't need on. Record selectors, we don't need. If you've done the forms properly, you might not need the scroll bars. Okay. And that actually gives you some extra marks for your assignment in doing that. So what does that do? It turns all these things off here, which is good. Home, data entry and editing. Okay. Oh, I didn't save that form. How bad is that? And the form was in here. So I would need to turn scroll bars off again, but remembering that I've got to save it. Just put that button in once more. So I'm just doing it all over again, but this time, because I forgot last time, we have to make sure that we save it. Very important here to save. And let's see if that works out. No, that's good. That's good. Let's go back in here. Okay, so you've got the idea, and that's the end of the lesson.